Um, just so you know how this is going to go, basically, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to save some time at the end for questions. Any questions you've got about any area of converting more of these leads that you're bringing in into paying clients, customers, then I love hanging out. So I've got nothing on for the rest of the evening. So it's 8 p.m. here in the northeast of England. So I'm all about hanging out. So this is a couple of hour masterclass. We're going to go deep. We're going to get really practical. So just let me know so I don't feel like just some guy who's talking to himself in the spare room of his home. Just give me the number one in the chat to let me know you can see me, you can hear me, and you can see my slide. Just so I know that. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like a right idiot in about 2 hours' time. And I'm like, where did everybody go? Awesome. And I love it. Thank you so much for your interaction. I love that. Again, if you interact, it really lets me know that you're on the ball, you're playing all out, because I'm going to play all out for you guys, even though it's 8 p.m. and that's usually like my bedtime in like an hour. So do me a favor. I've got my camera on. If you're in a place where you could have your camera on, please do, okay? Because that lets me know you're playing full out. It lets me know you've got your attention and Zuckerberg's not going to steal your attention on one of his platforms. And also know that if if you've got your camera on, it's good. If you got your camera off, I might think you're doing something weird. So if you can have your camera on, that would be absolutely great. All right. So as you can tell, I like to do things a bit differently. We're going to get straight into this. Now, this is a training called How I Turn My Email Newsletter into an Automated Sales Machine and Increase the Sales of one product from $27,407 to $541,496. Let's get into it. So, if you're the kind of person who you've maybe tried doing email marketing. I know you're bringing all these leads, the way you're following Michael's systems, you're doing all the things, you're implementing it in your own way, and maybe you've struggled to actually convert some of those people. Maybe you think because you're maybe newer to this that you might struggle, or you're on a limited budget that maybe makes it impossible, or because you're busy, you don't have much time, and you haven't maybe got the confidence. I get that, right? We're all trying new stuff. We're trying to get the confidence. And maybe you're worried about being a good enough writer. The good news is, by the end of this class today, the next couple of hours, I'm going to show you how none of that matters to getting great results, right? In fact, I'm dyslexic and I get really good results from these types of emails, right? But you have to strap yourself in. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to share you some stuff that flies in the face and goes against a lot of what we've all been taught. All right. So that's going to be challenging. I know that. And it's cool. All right. So if you're building a business, you're building a following, and you want to share it with the world, I'm going to show you how it's easier when you use this new way of doing email marketing that I'm going to share with you. All right. Um, okay. So if it's okay with you, over the next while, the next couple of hours, here's how I prefer to sort of share this information with you, rather than this being like theoretical and just models and stuff I've sort of thought sounded great. I want to share with you how my actual clients are getting the results that they are getting. So if it's okay with you, I want to get really specific, right? I'm going to share with you what real clients are doing. But I'm only comfortable doing that on one proviso, and that is that you understand that I have not trawled through these clients' bank and personal finances to verify every single thing. I'm going to just trust what they say is true, and you also understand that obviously your results are going to be different. My crystal ball is in fact broken, and I can't see the future. I don't even know what you're going to do, but these are only my results. So if everybody is cool with all of that and this way of doing it, where we really get into what people have been doing, that's been working, give me a 5 in the chat for a high five. That lets me know that they're all on the same page, and that sounds really good. And those of you who are just joining, hello, thanks for having your cameras on. It's really good to see you. It's really good to see who else is out there, and also means I can see how your engagement's doing, so I can do my job as your tutor today and your guide. So yeah, when I ask you to engage, by the way, here's a little thing to tell you. This might be useful for you as well. When I ask you to engage and do things in the chat, or maybe do things on camera and stuff like that, there's a really simple reason I'm going to do that, right? And that is because that's me basically wiggling and jiggling the mouse cursor in your brain to make sure your brain hasn't gone into screensaver mode and you haven't started going and getting attracted by other shiny things. So when I do that, it's really important for you to squeeze as much value out the next couple of hours together, that if you can engage in the chat, you will honestly absorb way more information, because it lets your brain go, oh, I'm really focusing. Oh, I'm really focusing, and I want you to squeeze. I don't want you to have this on in the background where you fool yourself into thinking, oh, I was sort of there, right? Hope that makes sense. If that makes sense, give me a 1 in the chat. I'm not going to make you like type loads of sentences over the chat, but I just want to make sure that this is cool and makes sense. Awesome. Got it? Give me your one, people. Come on. If I haven't got you at this point, then we've got no hope to be still engaged and squeezing all this information out in 90 minutes. All right? All right. Awesome. So here's some of what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you how I'm getting 85% of people to open my email every single week. I'm also going to show you a new way of doing email marketing that makes you sales while you build your audience. And I'm going to show you exactly when to email your offers to get the maximum number of sales. So maybe you've tried, like many people I speak to, you've tried doing email marketing, it hasn't worked. If you're willing and brave enough, give me a little wave. If you've tried doing some email marketing in the past and being a bit dissatisfied with some of the results you've had. Is anybody happy to sort of admit that that's been them? Yeah, a few of you? Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate you. And a few of you others as well. Awesome. I appreciate that. And here's the thing, like, if it hasn't worked for you, it always reminds me of this little GIF, which always makes me laugh. So that's one of the reasons that it's in there. And the more you watch it, the funnier it gets, by the way, because the kid falls, well, he bashes himself in the face with a cup. It's there to remind me to tell you this. Really simply this. If you've got kids, Emma and I don't have kids, but I was really I'm really close to my sister, and I helped raise my niece and stuff with her. And I remember, like, when a kid's learning to walk, like they're crawling, right? If you've got kids, you'll know this. They're crawling along, and then they try and pick themselves up to walk, and they fall over. And they try and pull themselves up again, and they tumble over. Here's my question. How many times does the baby have to fall over before the parent looks at it and says, I don't think walking's for you? I don't think you're going to be a walker. Doesn't happen, right? Why? Because we know that walking is for everyone. It's the same. Email marketing is for all of us, right? You sell to other human beings, right? People read emails on their phones, usually when they're standing in line or at the bathroom. It's gross, but it's true, right? So email marketing should be bringing you in the vast majority of the sales in your business, right? So you might have struggled using the old way of doing email marketing. Totally get that. People every single day who are in that case. The good news is you're in the right place. You've registered. You've carved out the next 2 hours. You've shown up. You've got your cameras on. You're fully engaged. So that all changes today with what I call psych stacked email marketing, which is what I wrote the book on. I'm going to show you how we're going to use psych stacked email marketing to sell more by appealing to the most people when you have the most attention. So we're going to start off with a bit of an interactive game. And like I said, it's going to be interactive. That's why we're doing it live. That's why you've shown up, right? Because this will help you really get this, right? So I'm going to give you some phrases, some situations, and I want you to type in the chat whether it's easier or harder, right? So you can make it really easy. You could just say E for easy and H for hard, okay? So here's the first situation. If you've got an engaged email list who opens your emails and really engages and does and follows you and hangs on every word, if you've got that, and is it easier or harder to launch your own podcast or your own YouTube channel? Is it easier or harder when you've got that engaged email list? Give me an E in the chat if you think it's easier, and give me an H in the chat if you think it's harder when you've got an engaged email list. Easier, yeah. So when I launched my YouTube channel last March, I could go straight out to my list and be like, hey, and get a bunch of subscribers and have that unfair advantage. I can get downloads of my podcast. So that goes in the easy pile. Okay, situation number 2. When you've got an engaged email list, is it easier or harder for you to launch a brand new offer? Give me an E or an H in the chat. Which one is it? Is it easier or is it harder? Yeah, way easier. I've got this brand new program, this brand new course, this brand new coaching program. I've got this brand new service. You can go to your email list and you can tell them about it. What about if you don't have your own offers and you find somebody else's offer that you can get paid a commission, a percentage of, when you promote it to an audience? Is it easier or harder to make commission off other people's offers when you've got an engaged email list? Light up the chat with E or H, E or H. Because I really want your brain to understand the importance of what we're going to talk about today, right, folks? This is so important. What about if you want to launch that book? Easier or harder with an engaged email list? Yeah, that goes in the easy pile. What if you don't even know what to sell? And you go out and you send out a survey to find out what people's biggest problem is, and you put a solution together for that. Easier or harder to get a bunch of survey results and find out what they want when you've got that engaged email list? Way, way easier. As you can see how everything is more difficult until you've got your email marketing working for you. People who have got their engaged email list and they know what they're doing with it and they know they've got a system in place, have the ultimate leg up. They have the ultimate advantage, but not if you keep doing it the way that you've always been doing it. And that's just the harsh reality that I have to tell you. So today I'm going to show you how to get paid while you're building your email list, right? See, the thing that I love most about this new approach to email marketing I'm going to give to you today, I'm going to hand you the whole thing in detail, every single step. You're going to be able to go do it, right? The thing I love about it isn't having a X size email list, having this many leads, or any of that sort of stuff that people use as vanity numbers. It's this. That's Emma and I know I'm punching. I think we all are men, right? That's Emma and I. The left hand photo is us when we were in. Where were we? I'm trying to think where we were. We were somewhere in the world. I think maybe Las Vegas, somewhere like that. On the right, that was us when it was absolutely freezing cold, just this New Year's Eve in Disneyland Paris. I love the fact that I get to do these things. I love going on vacations and spending time in the sun and in the freezing cold. I love standing on stages speaking. I love sharing with audiences like this and like this. I love the fact that I get to have these amazing speaking events. The fact that I get to fly business class, like me, from a family of two parents where my mum worked two jobs, my dad worked three jobs, and then they got divorced, all just to make ends meet, right? And there's me flying business class, right? And actually, through that curtain through there, and we found out this was when we were on our way to Boston from the UK, and when I was hosting a mastermind, and we found out after landing that Prince William and Kate were actually in first class, which was through there, which was crazy. I should have just said, and we shared a flight with William and Kate. But I'm not that kind of guy, but doing all these cool things, sharing the stage with the likes of Stephen Bartlett, and what's amazing about all of this is I've been able to bring in and help. It's actually this is a slightly out of date screenshot. You can see it's November. Um, it's actually just over 9,000 paying clients, not to mention more than 500,000 people now who've downloaded my free resources. The most amazing thing about this, it's only all possible because I can open my laptop from anywhere in the world, type some words, and send emails to people. That's like that left-hand picture is me in Antarctica when I was there. The one in the picture is me in Kuala Lumpur with my friend Dimitri, who's a Greek guy who plays the flamenco guitar. Greek guy playing flamenco guitar. Don't know. On the right-hand side is me at the night safari in Singapore, all where I could flip open my laptop and send emails to people and bring in sales, right? Literally type some words and bring in money. Imagine you could write to your bank and ask them for money and they pour more and more dollars into your account. This is pretty much as close to that as it gets, right? Who wants a bit of that? Yeah? Does that sound like a nice way to be? Give me a yes in the chat if that sounds like something you would cope with okay. Only two of you. Everybody else is watching cat videos somewhere else. Stick with me, people. We're going to get practical in a second because here's the thing. As I said before, what I'm about to share with you, the methodology that I've been using over the past 5, 6 years now and really refined, is very different to what you're used to and what we've all been taught, what everything I've been taught about email marketing. So in order to understand this, I know what always happens when I teach this is there's a lot of resistance. People go, oh, bloody hell, that's not what I've been taught. That's exactly the opposite of what I've been taught and that kind of thing. So in order to get us to power through, this is like my coaching moment, if you will. By the way, hello to everybody who's joining us now. Please come in, get yourself comfy. We're about to really get practical. Put your camera on if you can. It's great to see you. And that means I know you're engaged. That'll be amazing. Also means I know you're not doing anything weird in the background. What I'd like you to do, so we can get into this, and I'd really love to know why you're building your business. I know some people, and I want you to type this in the chat. Are you trying to get out of that corporate job? Are you trying to retire your partner? Are you doing all of this because you have this mission that you want to get on? Find that chat box. Let's type it out. I want to see the kind of reasons that you guys are putting yourselves through this entrepreneurial journey. Just because deciding to do this is already like a freaking amazing thing. You want to live your lifestyle full out. That's amazing. Full of shade, thank you. You want to sell your book and build in my coaching business and be free of the 9 to 5. Stephen, that's bloody brilliant. Thanks for sharing that. Sana, you want freedom. What does that mean? When you say freedom, Sana, I'm curious, what do you mean by that? Because freedom for me might be like drinking pina coladas or something. Amy says financial freedom, like just being able to do what you want when you want, right? Is that what you mean? Ken is help others know that they don't have to put up with their crappy job. Passing that stuff on, Ken. I freaking love that. Kimberly, live my mission with as much influence as possible. Wow, okay. That's interesting. That's really cool. Ellen, I would like to be able to retire my husband and set my own schedule even more than I can currently. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing, Eileen, is that what is Emma and I think my freedom for me is I always say this to Emma probably pretty much every week is I'll know we've truly made it and we can have lunch together. Because there's something about the fact you can just have lunch together. Like it's damn in the middle of the day. Like it's amazing, right? Tashia says mission driven to increase my family legacy, generational wealth while helping people. So that's great, helping people and doing something that supports you. That's like a win-win for you and society. I love that. Sheetal says support women in menopause and help them regain control over their lives through functional medicine. Absolutely. We see it all the time. Women going through these difficult points in their lives, and women get the hard stuff. Us blokes, we have it so bloody easy, right? Absolutely, you get it all the time. I get it, and I'm grateful. Hey, thank you so much for sharing those things, by the way, because I know we've just met, and it was really kind of you to let us know kind of the kind of group we've got going on. It means I can tailor what we're doing here. And if you still haven't typed yours yet, I still want to keep reading them, so keep bringing them in because it's really important to know why you're doing this. I don't mean necessarily for me to know, although I'm bloody nosy, so I like to know. But it's good for you to know why you're doing this stuff, because it's easy to lose sight of that, isn't it? Sometimes, right? Because there's so much going on, there's so many options, there's so much, things are challenging, right, in business. So I want you to imagine if you could advertise, but not having to pay every time that you talk to that audience, right? Literally, I can email my list and bring in clients, and it costs me nothing. Like it's like, honestly, I'm so passionate about it because it's like freaking magic, right? So the old way of doing email marketing, this is what we've all been taught to do. You had to be really good at a good writer to write compelling words, and you needed to have a massive email list because it was all like a numbers kind of game, and it was really slow to turn people who joined your email list, subscribers, into sales. The good news is that is changing. That has changed. That is changing for you today. I'm going to show you how to do this. So in order to explain how this works, if you look at all these people on screen, these are some of the top 1% of marketers and business people online right now. You might recognize some of them, you might recognize all of them. Some of them are my friends, some of them, excuse me, I've got this persistent cough still. Some of them are my clients, my paying clients, and some of these are just pictures of people who I know are really good at what they do. All right? But let's look what's really interesting when we look at what the most successful people have done, because we all know that success leaves clues, right? So all those kind of people and everybody here today, we're all building our audience in different ways, right? We're all using different tools. We might be using Instagram Reels or Meta Ads or a Facebook group and YouTube and networking and affiliates and speaking and cold outreach and YouTube. We're all doing different things to grow our audiences, right? Awesome. And all those people, just like all of us, are selling different offers. Some people are selling high-ticket coaching. Some people are selling physical products. Some people are doing a low-ticket membership, some masterminds, high-ticket launch offers, done-for-you services, software, recurring offers, mentoring. We're all selling different things. The only one thing that every one of the top 1% of the 1% is doing is they're taking their audience from however they're building it and they're putting them on an email list. It's the only thing everybody is doing. Some of them are also doing some SMS messaging and they're doing these other things as well. But The only thing we're all doing is email marketing because that's where the money is made. They're all sending emails, absolutely every one of them. So, when I was thinking about this session for you today, I was thinking there's a couple of different ways I could take this, right? I could either do what everybody else does, and I think you already know from what we've already met a little bit now, right? I'm probably not going to do what everybody else does. But what everybody else does, so they'll go, here's this person, they made $1 gazillion in 30 minutes, and now they're great and famous, they're a king, or whatever, right? Or I could just peel back the curtain on some much more modest, conservative results that some of my clients have had as well, right? Because sometimes with those massive Whopper numbers, it can be a bit intimidating. Whereas if I just, is everybody cool? Give me a one in the chat if you're happy for me to share some just more like modest results for a change rather than all that hypey crap. Give me a one in the chat if you're happy for me to be a bit more sort of modest and be like, yeah, let's get really real. Ah, we like modesty around this place. Okay, I see. Brilliant. Well, I'm in good company then. So you probably don't recognize this guy. His name is Mark. One of two things are true about Mark. If you have a close look at your screen at Mark right now, everybody, one of two things. He's either from California or he has a palm tree growing out the top of his head. One of those two things is true about Mark. It's the fact that he's from California. And you've never heard of him. He's not a guru, right? In fact, this is a guy called Mark. He's from California. He is a basketball coach. He has an online basketball coaching business, right? He made $1,000 off products that are only $10 to $30. A lot of the examples I chose to share with you today are not people who've got particularly high ticket offers. Because if you've got a high ticket offer, you've automatically got an advantage of a lot of room for profit. So what I thought I'd do is share with you the people who've done it the hard way with low ticket offers, and you can extrapolate that into how much more space you've got in high ticket offers. This guy, an extra $1,000 from $10 to $30 offers. Give me a me in the chat if you wouldn't mind an extra $1,000 from low ticket offers like that. Is anybody here who wouldn't like it from I went, here's an extra grand? Give me a me in the chat if you quite like that. Michael would, Sana would, Linda would, Eileen, love it. Me too. Good, Ken. Charlotte, brilliant. All right. So here's how we did it, right? Just use a different approach to email marketing. Just use what I taught them. So we've all been taught, this is what we've been taught to do. What we're supposed to do, folks, in this email marketing thing, apparently, is get people on your email list. Then we're supposed to nurture them. And then we're supposed to give them value. Well, unless you've been, going around blindly, you probably notice that doesn't work. And it hasn't worked for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years now. And we need to stop doing that. And the reason we need to stop doing that is because of this guy. This is an AI generated man. And this AI generated man is here to remind me and illustrate this one point. And that is, if people join your email list, they've come to you because they've got a problem, they're in pain, or they want to grow. And by the time they come to your world and they join your world, hey Ed, thanks for joining us. Great to see you. Hi Nancy, nice to see you as well. And Stephen's joining us too. Awesome. Thanks for having your cameras on. Appreciate it. When people join your email list, they are what is day programs? I've got no idea what you're talking about. Did I say day programs? If I did, I apologize. I don't know what they are either, Beth. So we're both in the same boat. I'm sorry for confusing you, right? Um, so when people join your email list, they've come to you and they've already, think about this, they've already researched a whole bunch of different ways to try and solve their problem. When they come to you, what they're actually looking for, please write this down, they're looking for you to remove the distraction and remove the overwhelm. So if when they join your list, all you do is give them more and bombard them with more information, you're actually adding to the very distraction and overwhelm that they are trying to escape. You're distracting them. They came to you for clear advice to solve their problem. And if you don't give it to them, they're going to stop reading your emails. That's why your open rates plummet. And they're going to hand your money that they could have invested with you to somebody else on their programs. Remember, people are on your email list because they have a problem. They're like, hey, can I have some help? They need some coaching to get the next level, whatever it's going to be. And the thing you've got to do is give them your best solution. And you got to do it quickly before you lose their attention, right? And where's your best solution? I don't know about you, but I put out hundreds of hours of content and I do lots of training in communities. But my very best stuff is in my paid programs. Because I know when someone pays, they pay attention, right? You know, a person who asks you for some casual advice, Do they really take action on it? No. But when someone enrolls with you and pays you, are they more likely to get success? Yes, they are. Why? Because us as human beings, when we feel that investment happen, we put that advice on a pedestal and we want to get our value from it. So we feel enforced to actually action it. So when we ask our clients to buy, we know the people who jump in and take action are going to be the ones who get the best get the best results, right? So what I want you to do is stop nurturing your subscribers to death. Now, you can tell this is a professional presentation if you look at your screen right now, because this is an illustrative chart, and every professional presentation requires an illustrative chart, and you've got one. You can tell this is a professional outfit we're operating around here, right? So, hey, Mo, thanks for joining us. And Dr. Lane, good to see you. And Nat's here as well, jumping in. Great to see you. Thanks for having your cameras on. Appreciate you. It's good to see your faces. So I'm not just a man talking to himself, annoying my cats. Right, so here's what this is. Right, down the left-hand side between 0 and 11 is the attention span, the attention level you've got of your audience between 0% and 100% attention. Left to right is the days into your relationship with them. So before they join your list, they've got the problem that you've got none of their attention yet. But then they join your email list and you've got all of their attention. But you know what happens. You can see your open rates in your emails because after just a few days, a percentage of your subscribers lose interest until you're ending up with 20 to 60% open rates. That means as much as 80% of the people have stopped reading your emails. And what percentage of those people did you pay to get on your list? 100%, right? So we've lost the attention of the vast majority of people. And here's the solution. There's two things. We have to do something at this point in the attention graph when we've still got most of their attention. And what we've all been taught to do in the old way of doing email marketing is we've been taught to try and do things to keep their attention longer. What I'm going to suggest we do is we actually make sales while we have most attention. Because what we've been taught in email marketing to do forever, and all marketing is when they're on your email list, do things at the end of your emails to keep their attention for longer. Have cliffhangers at the end of your emails. Have open loops, the psychology people call it. Have things at the end of your emails to tease them to read the next email. But if you look at the truth of the actual impact of doing that, the amount of extra attention you actually get is incremental. It is almost nothing. You might get an extra day or so. So aren't we better just to serve those people, help them get the best results while we have 100% of all of the attention we paid for? Give me a yes in the chat if that's really clear. Because it's really important to have this crystal clear before I move on to the next part. Because each piece of this is going to build on the next bit. And if one bit's unclear, the next bit, your brain's going to explode. So yes, does that make sense? And I know this is like, oh, God, like I said, we're supposed to nurture people. They don't want nurture. They want the bloody solution. They want to escape the pain. They want to go to the next level. Don't know about you, but I joined someone's email list to get that lead magnet or that cheap thing. And I'm like, show me how to fix the problem. I want to learn to DJ. Teach me how to DJ. I want to learn how to play piano. Show me how to plinky plonky plinky on the piano. Right? Yeah. It's a bit like this. These lemmings here. This is what most people are doing. They're saying, hey, lemmings, come and join my email list by making promises about how you can help them. And then when they join your email list, we're letting them fall off. Right? We're letting people down. So the idea is we don't want to have more leads and more leads coming in until we have that problem solved. So the question is, when do we want to sell? Do we want to sell A, when most people are giving you their attention, or B, after most people have stopped listening? The answer is pretty obvious, but I want to reawaken your brain to make sure we've got this before we move on. A or B in the chat. When do we actually want to make our offers to our audience? Is it while we've got most of their attention, or is it after people have stopped listening? And it's funny because we've all been taught to not do this, right? But when you see the reality of it, you go, oh, why have we not been doing this? Right? Hey, Dan, good to see you. All right. Bonus is that if you sell early in the relationship with someone, you know what to sell rather than having to wait weeks or even months to find out if people want it or not, because you've got to wait till they're being nurtured enough. Well, the good news is when you've got 100% of your list, or 100% of any audience paying attention to you, you've got more data to figure out whether things are going to sell or not. So here's how I'm going to just simplify how all of our businesses work, right? Every business works like this. And there's a piece of this which no one talks about. And I just want to make sure we've all got this, right? So we advertise to people. So we get in front of brand new people and they join your email list and then they buy from you. That's the journey that every client, customer comes into. Okay. Now, let's put some numbers on this. Let's imagine, just because numbers are easy to quantify, these are just sort of quantifying numbers, right? Imagine you spend $100 to advertise to people and get them in front and get on your email list. And then after a bit, they spend $200 with you. Well, here's how business works. You keep the extra $100 you just made, buy beer, take trips to Disneyland, and you take the other $100, you put it back in, and you keep doing it, and you keep putting those extra $100 into your pocket. That's all. That's how these things work. We can really all overcomplicate this stuff, but that's literally all that it boils down to. But here's the bit that nobody talks about. You've got to produce that cycle and complete the cycle within 30 days. Can anybody tell me in the chat why you think it has to happen within 30 days? Why 30 days do you have to get people from prospect to buyer, from subscriber to client within 30 days? Burn rate? What do you mean by that, Amy? I'm curious about hear what you mean by burn rate. Anybody else got any ideas? Why within 30 days? Not 29 days, not 31 days, 30 days. Why is it going to be? Attention span's a good one. They cool down so they don't lose interest. Really good ideas based on the previous section. But there is another reason as well as that. And that reason is that's how long you get that's how long you've got when you put your ad spend on a credit card before you pay any interest. That's the actual reason, right? That's the actual reason. Because what people don't realize is you should not be spending your money on your advertising. Spend American Express's money instead. I mean, this is not credit advice, obviously. It's not financial advice. But here's the thing. If you can turn subscribers into customers within 30 days, you've never got a lead problem again. Because you can get free credit for 30 days on pretty much most things, right? So the nice thing is I spend $1,000 on my ads that month, and then in a month's time, all those people pay me, and not all the people, a bunch of those people pay me, and I make more than $1,000 back. I pay off my credit card. It costs me nothing. I also earn points so I can have free hotel stays with Emma. That sounds good, right? Bonus. And I've got cash in the bank. I can't run out of leads. And what I want you to understand, obviously it's not financial advice, but the thing I'm trying to say to you here is when you can turn brand new people into paying clients within 30 days, you are a cash flow positive business that can grow and scale. And here's the horrifying bit. Until you can do that, you are throttled by your cash flow because you're going negative. And that's when it gets painful. And when you can do this, it makes list building easier. Puts it onto easy mode. You build your list with buyers, not just freeloaders. And if you've already got a list, what I'm going to ask you to do is send the emails I'm about to share with you to make some more sales. If you're in list building mode, I want you to put this in place so you don't waste money with the new people you're bringing in, so you actually convert them when you've got the highest number of attention in that positive way. Excuse me. So, let me give you an example. This is Emily, right? Emily, she teaches people to sketch and draw, and she has online membership and online courses, right? She ran a 4-day email campaign using what I shared. Her offers are only $15 courses and $9 a month membership. So she hasn't got a lot of margin. She's not like one of those high-ticket people who's got loads of margin. And she made an extra $10,100 in sales from offers of that price point. How? She did it by activating brand new customers who had never bought from her before, by turning subscribers into buyers, right? Or Brad, right? He sent 7 emails in 3 days. Great for him. He wanted to be a bit more aggressive on how many emails he wanted to send. No problem. It's his business. He can do what he likes. He helps Christian musicians get their music discovered. He made $3,700 in sales and recurring revenue on top, all by activating brand new customers. That's all he did. So that's the next thing I want you to do is activate brand new people. The next thing I want you to do to change the way you do this stuff and get different results is to stop launching new offers to find the one. How many of us have said, and I've done this myself, I'm going to put this new program together. This is going to be the one they're going to really want. I think this is what they want. I'm going to launch this new one. Give me your one in the chat for this will be the one if you've done that too, if you're brave enough to admit, oh, I think I can't sell this other one, this one I've got, but I'm going to produce a new one and that'll be great. Give me your one in the chat if you've done that. I've done it. I'm putting a one in the chat. Anybody else? I'm putting a one in the chat. There you go. Yeah. I'm down to one now from 8. Catherine, I bloody love your style. Well done. Love you. Love your style. Love it. All right. Here's why we need to stop doing that, by the way. Keep launching new products. It's because this is the cycle we end up in. We create our brand new offer, a new program, a new course, a new thing. And then we promote the hell out of that offer. We promote. And then we make some sales. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Then what do? We go and we create a new offer. The problem with being on this cycle, it's the same reason people say to me, I haven't got time to do my email marketing. I haven't got time to spend time with my kids. All of this is because, as I wrote them down, literally sat at this desk with this pen, there are 24 separate things that you have to do every time you launch a new offer. Write headlines, come up with a big idea, write the script, lay out the page, put all the graphics on it, do the shopping cart, make the automation work, do the thank you page, do the delivery. 24 separate things. No wonder you haven't got time to sell your offers. You're doing the hardest, most difficult, most time-consuming thing, and that is creating new offers. And do you know what you have when you create another offer? You've now got another offer you don't know how to sell. Right? That's what you've got. You've now got 2 offers you know how to sell. And if you just spent that time figuring out how to sell the first one, you'd be making sales. Not being busy. Going, I'm too busy. Can't do it. So wouldn't it be better just to make more sales of the same offer? Give me a yes in the chat if that's what you'd like me to show you how to do right now. How would you like to make more sales of the same offer? It's not good for your nervous system. Shidal, you are dead right. Yes? Yes. All right. Cool. All right. By the way, folks, we're at the danger zone. We're 40 minutes in. This is the point when Zuckerberg will really try and steal your attention. He's got pictures of really cute cats in places you could look. But you are going to just hold steady because I promise you this is going to change the way you build your business and you run your business. That cat picture is not going to do it. That amazing new cheesecake recipe, that's not going to do it either. Okay? Cheesecake, by the way. It's the best, right? Okay. My other half is one of the only things that Emma and I have that's different, which is she doesn't like cheesecake. Suspicious, right? Anyway. So the good thing about having less products is you've got less programs to deliver. Oh, thanks for that distraction, Sheetal. Bloody dancing cats doing Gangnam Style or something, right? You're going to have less pages to create of sales pages. You're going to have less emails to write if you've got less offers. You are going to have less products to actually create and less work to do. And that means your business becomes streamlined. You've got a simpler business. Who doesn't want that? More focus on fewer things, higher quality products, better results for your clients because you're not distracted doing this program. We have 3 products in my business, and that means I can just obsess over getting great results for all of our clients because I'm not doing this and this and this and this and launching and none of that. So then the question becomes, how do I get more people to buy the same product? Okay, here's how we do it. We're going to get practical now, if that's okay with everybody. So give me a P in the chat if you're ready to get practical. Let's get practical. Yeah, they're singing. I mean, I don't know if it was called singing, right? Practical. Yes, Catherine. We're going to get practical. All right, cool. Let's do this. All right. Awesome sauce. All right. So here's what most people we're all taught to do, right? And what we all have done is we've got something for sale. We've got our program. We've got our offer. And we put out a sales campaign. We put out a sales sequence. What that does, it appeals, you want to write this down. This appeals to the psychological buyer type who exists in every single one of our audiences called the action taker. That's the person who buys straight away, right? Now, the good news about those people is, as we know, the people who buy straight away tend to get the best results. You probably see it yourself, right? The reason that happens, by the way, is because those people are decisive, and decisive people tend to get results. Write that down. Decisive people get results. And the reason for that is they make decisions and they just go for it. And these are the people we've all been taught to appeal to, and then we move on. So in my case, like I said, this is only my example. For one of my offers, this turned into sending this offer out turned into $27,401 US in sales. Very happy with that. Really, really liked it. And by the way, that's just an ugly screenshot from my CRM system, so it doesn't even have a comma after the 27. That's why it looks ugly. I just wanted to. It was literally I just grabbed a screenshot, right? So $27,401. Great. Most people then move on. What they do is they then run a sales campaign for another product. Product number 2. Then they run a sales campaign, product number 3. Then they run a sales campaign, product number 4. And they keep doing that. That's what we've all been taught to do. Problem with that is the fastest way to burn out your list known to man. We've all been on those people's email lists where we're like, I'm selling this week, and then the next week it's selling a different thing. And you're like, stop selling to me. Chill out. And of course, as we said before, it's a lot of work creating all these things. Plus, look, my mum, she lives about 40 minutes away from our house. She makes the worst tea. I said it. There you go. She makes the worst tea. Almost criminal to be British and make tea that's that bad, right? And the reason is she basically puts the tea bag in and then pretty much takes it back out again. What does that mean? The tea's weak. The tea is weak. It hasn't got time to sink in. It's not potent. And it's the same with our offers. If you move on to the next offer too quickly, your message hasn't got time to sink in. The message is weak. So nobody can fully appreciate the real body and impact of your offer. How many times have somebody said to you, I don't really know what it is that you do. I don't know if it was for me or not. That's because the message didn't sink in. When you move on, you don't give your message time to sink in. That's the problem. Okay? So, I want you to treat your offer like a tea bag. I want you to leave it in for longer. Because when you do, the message becomes more potent. It becomes stronger. Right? Love the analogy. Thank you, Catherine. I was very proud of myself when I was like, how do I teach this in a way that makes sense? I think we nailed it. Anybody here know who Amy Porterfield is? Give me an A for Amy in the chat if you've heard of Amy Porterfield. I don't know if this crowd knows who Amy is or not. You never know. A few of you? Yeah. Amy Porterfield has made more than $100 million in online course sales. So she's got a lot of data that she can look at. So when she posted this on her Instagram just last September, I think it was, something like that, I took a screenshot. And I thought I'd put it in today's presentation, which is, she said, people are taking longer to buy. So I'm giving them more time. I was going to shorten my cart open time this fall, but I've decided against it. Longer runways equals less pressure equals more conversions. Amy's leaving the tea bag in for longer. Okay? So how do we do that? Let's get, how do we actually leave the tea bag in for longer? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to appeal to that action taker. We're going to send a bunch of emails. Each of these email sequences I'm going to share with you now has between 6 and 12 emails in, depending on the offer, depending on what's to be done in it. But that's the sort of range, okay? So we are going to appeal to the action taker with a sales campaign. But then we're going to keep talking about the offer, but now with a sequence of emails which appeals to the researcher buyer trigger, right? And then we're not going to move on. We're going to leave the tea bag in, and we're going to do a whole bunch of emails that appeal to what I call the contrarian type of buyer. And then we're still not going to move on, because we're now going to do an email sequence which appeals to the worrier. And then finally, we're going to appeal to what we call the activator, right? This is the same offer, the same thing, right? But you appeal to the 5 different types of people and 5 different ways that they buy instead of just the one. right? Instead of just the one. To make this make sense, think about why we buy an iPhone. This teen buys an iPhone because they want to keep up and fit in with their friends. This mum has an iPhone because she wants to take photos of her family so she can embarrass her kids at their 18th birthday party. That's what mums do best, right? And this entrepreneur, business owner, has an iPhone to stay connected. They're all buying iPhones, but for three very different reasons. I was walking down Oxford Street in London. London's about a 6-hour drive from me. And I went into this sports store to buy some sneaks. And I've been researching. Emma and I do lots of city breaks. We go to Barcelona and Rome and, Las Vegas, all these lovely places. And I get really sore feet when I'm walking around these cities. So I've been researching for some new sneaks. And I went into that sports store and I bought some On sneaks. These are like $175 plus sneaks. They're expensive sneaks, right? But I was in there because I'd researched the hell out of them. And I've got them in my hand, in my size, and I'm about to walk over and pay for them when I saw these as well. These Adidas Gazelles were in the sale. They were discounted for just $30. So with my other hand, I picked those up and I bought both. Now think about what just happened. I'm buying two different pairs of sneaks for two different buyer reasons. Same guy, same store, both footwear, different reasons I'm buying them. And this is happening to you, and this is happening in your email list with your prospects too. So that's why we appeal to 5 different buyer triggers, all 5 of them, because the impact is crazy. I asked Colin, my data guy and tech guy, to run the numbers on this. And just the action taker, doing what most people have done, the old way of doing email marketing that we've all been taught forever, $27,401. Using this way of doing email marketing, this new way, the same offer, the same people, made me $541,496. $500,000 of the same program to the same people. I didn't have more ad spend. I didn't have more programs to deliver. I just focused on getting great results for these people, but I made 1,876% more money. 18 times more money. Or to put it in a more horrifying way, if I just kept doing it the way we've all been taught to doing it, the old way of doing email marketing, I would be leaving 94% of the money still in the list. That flippin' sucks. I'm trying not to swear. I'm British. I swear a lot, but I'm trying to be polite because Michael's a nice guy. I know you're a polite audience, right? But man alive, 94% is a lot of money, right? And here's what's wild. None of these sequences involved a discount. None of them. Here's why. The big lie of discounting. I want you to stop discounting. Not everyone buys because of discounting, because if they think about me in the shoes, I was buying those ons because they weren't discounted, because they were premium. If discounting was the biggest stimulant to get people to buy psychologically, you'd sell 100% of everything you ever discounted. And you don't. And also, discounting trains your list to not buy now and to wait till the future for you to give a discount. It trains them out of buying. Most people actually don't believe discounts anyway. Think about that furniture store who's always advertising on TV, the sale must end on Sunday. And we all go, yeah, and then the new one starts Monday, right? We just don't believe it. We call BS on it all the time. Do you have those furniture stores in the States as well, where they're always advertising on TV, like, sale must end Monday, sale must end Sunday? Do you have that? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no in the chat. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah? No? Yeah, you do? Okay, cool. Okay. I was like, maybe it's a different niche. There's going to be a niche that's doing it, right? Weirdly, I do a lot of presentations for Americans. And I thought, I've never actually asked if Americans have that ad before. So maybe we do. All right, cool. These 5 email sequences do cause different email subscribers that you've already got to buy for some very specific reasons. One, variety. You're not just showing up saying the same thing over and over again, because they're going to disengage if you do that. Secondly, you are resetting their attention. You are saying something new that is not boring, but it actually makes people want to watch out for your emails more. And it builds trust by having more variety, and you keep on showing up. You actually build more trust with people. And you're appealing to 5 different buyer triggers. giving each buyer trigger a whole email sequence of 6 or more emails so that you get your point through, so that the tea bag stays in, the message becomes strong, right? And what's really nice is you set this whole thing up once and it runs 100% automatically. It's automated for every new subscriber who comes into your email list. They join your email list, and now while you've got most of their attention, they're going through it for the same product or service, the same email subscribers, just some extra emails. And then you don't need to write them again, right? So here's a photo and a video that I took when we were... Give me a letter I in the chat if you know the band Imagine Dragons. I don't know if you know the band Imagine Dragons or not, right? So I'd never heard of them until like 2 years ago. I'm obviously living under a rock, right? And they were playing at one of the arenas in London. Emma got me tickets for my birthday. We had really good seats. That's us at the Imagine Dragons. It was sweating hot. I've got the fluffiest, ridiculous hair, and her hair's all gone curly. But there we are at Imagine Dragons. And whichever band you're into, right? Whichever music you're into, it could be whoever, Taylor Swift, I don't care, right? When these bands come out, they don't show up with new songs every night, right? Of course they don't. They come out and they play the hits. They play the songs that work. So when people say to me, I need to keep writing more and more emails, you don't. You know, every time that the Beatles came on stage, they didn't sing a brand new song. Everyone's like, well, just sing Hey Jude, will you? Because if they don't sing Hey Jude, what's the hell the point in going? So instead of writing new emails, you're going to take the emails that you write and you're going to automate them, and you're going to play your hits in front of new audiences the same way the bands do. New people join your email list, they get to see your best emails. By best emails means the ones that help them the most and the ones that sell best. You automate all of it so more and more of your emails, more and more people see the emails that are working and they buy. And that means you end up with this machine. You've got a machine that you add new leads into one end, which you've already got a great system for with Michael, and other things that you're doing, and it runs 24/7 for you, turning them into buyers. That's the point. That's the way it goes. And it doesn't matter when you're on one of your vacations. Imagine you're having your email engine and it's running, making your sales day and night. And you come home and you've banked more money than your vacation even cost. And you can immediately book another one if you want. And my accountant always laughs, like, I love it when you go on vacation because you make more money than when you're at home. And they're like, how is that? I'm like, I like to have what I call evergreen vacation mode, right? Because it gives me confidence that I can just relax and enjoy myself. So I have shown you lots of nice, conservative, subtle results, but I thought I put one of the many big wins that our clients have had just to share with you, just one of them. It's a more inspirational one. This is Andy. He's called Andy Musa. He has a martial arts studio at school in Melbourne, Australia. And he helps kids with self-confidence and self-defense. And he wrote this in our Facebook group and said, I made $140,000 in 6 days with a campaign I wrote 3 years ago. Who wouldn't like that? How did he do it? He played the hits. He just sent the songs out, the emails, right? That worked. He didn't write new emails. It's about doing more of what works. Can you see how powerful this approach is? Yes? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see, wow, this is simpler, it's more powerful, I can see it working, I'm in. Have you got this? Yes? Amazing, love it. Awesome. Cool. No need to reinvent the wheel. So who here is what I call an impatient entrepreneur? Because I consider myself an impatient entrepreneur. I'm like, let's go, let's do it, let's get results, let's go. Here's the thing. Every day you don't have this system, we call it the email engine, in place. Your money, your subscribers' attention that you're paying for is dropping lower and lower. Every penny you spend on bringing people in, every minute you spend on bringing people in before you've got this in place is wasted, right? So before we get into the second hour, I want to just see where we're at. Let's have a quick recap before we get in the next part. How are we all doing? What do you think so far? Give me some words in the chat. Loving it? Yeah? Energizing. Practical. Makes sense. Loving it. Amazing. Very interesting. Great insight. L or I. Okay. So at this point, we know that your business needs new ways to make sales in 2026. You need a way to turn more of your audience into actual buyers. You need to talk about your offer for longer. Leave the tea bag in. And you need to talk about your offer from a variety of different angles, those 5 psychological buyer triggers. And you need to be sending more emails and they make more sales. And you make the most sales if we sell early while we have got most of their attention. So now, with all that said, you might be wondering, and remember, I'm going to stick around for questions and all kinds of stuff as well. So I've got about another hour with you if you want to hang out. More than happy to. Now, the next section, I want to talk about what should go in each email, you might be wondering. How do you make sure that each campaign sequence handles each of the buyer triggers in full? What about how many emails are in each sequence specifically? How often do you email? Importantly, how do you balance selling with restoring goodwill so you don't just beat your list up and they hate you? How do you keep your subscribers engaged? Which order should the emails go in? Look, here's the truth. There's 2 ways you can do anything in your life, right? You can, if you've got the time and you've got deeper pockets, you can always figure out anything on your own if you want to invest the time and the money and figure it all out on your own, right? You could pay somebody 10,000 a month to work with you to do this. What you can do with anything, including this, is you can collapse the time and the learning curve, save yourself tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, by following a proven path. So right now, if you're newer to this, what you need is a new way of making money while you build your email list, or else you're going to run out of money and you're going to be forced to stop. That's a position that a lot of people find themselves in. You're not alone. Happens all the time. It's just the way we've all been taught. It's not your fault. It's just the way that we've all been doing it, right? If you're more experienced, you're going to want to squeeze a lot more sales from the subscribers you already are bringing in, adding stacks of profit to your bank. This thing that we're talking about here, I want you to know everything we've talked so far works no matter what kind of business you're in. This is some photos of just some of my clients who pay me and consult with me. Some of them you might know, many of them you won't know. You might know third row, second in, Natalie Ellis, the founder of the female entrepreneur brand Boss Babe, paid to be in my program. Top line, blue shirt, that's Dan Henry, probably one of the most successful online entrepreneurs there is. Molly Mahoney, David J.P. Phillips, Susie Ashworth, Cody Birch. All these people are applying this in their business, whether they're selling a B2B offer or a B2C offer. And some of them are selling high ticket offers, some of them are selling low ticket offers. Some of them are doing one-time offers, and some are doing recurring offers. As you can see, this is about communicating your offer. And if you believe, like, hey, if more people really understood how good my offer was, they would buy it, that's what this system is about. Literally, that's what it's about. So you can save time and money with this proven path that I'm going to give you now to turn more subscribers into buyers within just 30 days while you're building your email list with what I call the automated psych stacked email system running for you. So what I have done is I've put together a special offer just for you guys here today. Now, there's 2 situations that can happen here. Some of you will be like, do you know what, Kennedy? This is all very good and all that. I've got, I can go and figure this out on my own. No worries, right? And some people will be like, yeah, you know what it is? I'd rather pull out my back teeth with a rusty spoon than hear the special offer. That is fine as well. But for those of you who want to save yourself a lot of trial and error, save yourself a bunch of money, and save yourself some time, if you want to hear the special offer I put together for you today, I've put some amazing bonuses together. I promise you it's great. Please stick around. But if it's not for you, you are welcome to leave right now. I'm going to take a quick sip of my drink here and let anybody who doesn't want to hear about this leave. You are welcome to. I never want anybody to be held hostage to watch an offer that they don't want to hear about, and that's not what I'm about at all. But if you think this is making sense, if you're thinking this might be for you and I'd like to know the details because this is what you'll be looking for, then stick around. So quick drink and then I'm going to get into it. But if you want to leave right now, you are welcome to. Okay. Awesome. Well, it's lovely to see you. I'm really excited to share this with you. If all this has already made sense, you've already, this is amazing. You've seen how important this stuff is for you because you registered, which I think is great. And you've actually shown up, which is great. You've already spent an hour with this strange British guy with this crazy hairdo, which which is just great. So let me tell you about this program we call the Automated Email Engine. This is absolutely incredible, right? It is the blueprint and the tools for your entire automated email sales engine. It's the shortcut to everything that I've taught you today. It's designed to turn new people into paying clients in just 30 days. We're including 5 separate buyer trigger email campaign sequences. Each one of them is designed meticulously to activate the 5 different buyer triggers and maximize your sales. You're going to just tweak these email campaigns to your offer, and I mean like tweak them very slightly, or you can drop them into an AI for it to do it for you following these strategic frameworks. If just one of these made more sales for you, how much would that be worth to you, your business, and your lifestyle and the things you want to achieve? Of course, you're getting all 5 of them, by the way. Don't think for a second you're not. But if just one of them did, think about what that would do for you. Each one of them, you're going to send live to your email list if you already have an email list, so you can make maximum sales straight away. And then everybody, whether you're brand new or you are experienced, you're going to automate this so every subscriber receives your best emails, your hits, early in that relationship. In every single one of these, you're going to see what to say in every email, when to send each one, the timings of the sequences, and the exact order to put them in. So basically, I want you to imagine this engine makes you maximum sales while you have most of their attention, bringing you new clients in day and night when you're on holiday, vacation, asleep, picking up the kids, having that lovely lunch on complete autopilot. If you are newer, right? This fanfare campaign, one of the campaigns that's called the fanfare campaign, it actually validates your offer for you and shows you how to make it irresistible by testing the messaging in your audience while selling it. It's really, really amazing. So that one's there if you are newer. Now, in the past, the way we used to train this and install this system on people was a accelerator program called the Email Engine Accelerator, and it was $7,750 plus tax. So this person here, back in May 2024, you can see their invoice. They paid $7,750 plus tax, making it $93 to learn this exact system. You're not going to pay that. I just say it was a special offer. Here's the investment. So in the past, to get access to this engine program, we had another program. The only way to get it was by joining our blueprint program called the Email Hero Blueprint, and it was $2,000, and many people paid that price. So when I say it's $2,000 value, that's not a made-up price. It's not a marketing price. That's literally what hundreds of people paid to join it. We're also giving you 5 site buyer trigger email campaigns. Now, my personal fee to write an email campaign when I do it for clients is $3,500 per campaign. But let's just imagine I did them for $1,000 each. You're getting 5 of them just to be conservative on the numbers, otherwise the numbers are silly. Then that'll be $5,000 worth of actual email campaigns, obviously fully tax deductible, right? That gives us a total value of $6,997. But I did say we have a special offer. And so you can get in today for just $297 and then 3 more payments of the same. My product manager and right-hand man, Aidan, has just dropped the link in the chat where you can get hold of this special offer right now. There, of course, is a super discount for anyone who's a real action taker, who likes to pay in full, which means you save $191. You get them for one payment of $997, right? Using that link. But you do have to use that link, and you have to use it now to get this special offer. Now, while some of you are enrolling in that, and before I share the bonuses that you're getting when you enroll today, this is Samoa. She just joined the other week, and she wrote to me, and she said, Email Engine is so brilliant. Every single piece is so simple that I find myself asking, why has no one done it this way before? Our click-through rates have increased 11x, and I'm not even finished the first part yet. This, I think, was like 1 or 2 weeks after she joined the program. This is a photo of Natalie Ellis, the founder of Boss Babe, and me at her house in where does she live again? Where were we? We were in Texas. It was in somewhere in Texas anyway. I can't remember what it was now. And I literally hired her for a day to consult on my business. But then when I shared this system with her, she enrolled in the program as well. Let's do the maths on this. If you had 1 year's access, 997 divided by 365 days is 273 a day, right? 1 year access, 273 a day. For 273 a day, you could buy a whoopee cushion 2-pack if you want. That's what you get for 273. Or you could buy a bacon beaded bookmark. I like bacon. I like books. Don't want to put bacon beaded bookmarks into my books. Here's the bad news. Bad news. For 273 on Etsy, you cannot even buy the world's tiniest violin. It's out of budget. It's 274 for the world's tiniest violin. So you couldn't get that for 273 a day. All right? In all honesty, this is about stopping doing what I call Frankenstein's monstering your business, which is getting lots of different pieces in lots of different places. Have you ever thought felt like, oh, I'm getting lots of different things in lots of different places. They're not fitting together. It's not all working together. That's because you're grabbing different people's strategies and trying to make them fit together. They were never designed to fit together. That's why. This is a singular strategy that is designed to fit together. So when you click that link right now, when you enroll, that's what you are getting. Now, if you were to continue doing what you're doing without having this installed, how much is that going to cost you over the next 3 months? Or how about the next year? Or the next 3 years? Look, you invest $997 one time, and you're going to get lifetime access to this program. And it's a business investment you can just write off against expenses. That goes to work for you, generating new customer after new customer. And here are some special bonuses. And by the way, I can't see it right now, but for those of you who are enrolling, welcome. I am so excited for you. Really, really excited. Because especially when you see what the bonuses. And by the way, all of you who are already enrolled, you're getting the bonuses too. So don't worry, I always take care of people, right? The first bonus is our 24-hour list reactivation. If you're one of those people who's gotten busy and not emailed your list for a while, that happens a lot. Don't worry. Every single week I hear people doing this. Don't just start emailing your list again. You'll get reported as spam. You'll get blacklisted. You'll have lots of problems. Use this list reactivation system, which is all psychologically stacked to get people to re-engage. This is Hillary Marie. She has an online tap dancing membership. She ran a 4-day email campaign using what I shared with her. She made $16,000 in sales from it, which is about $20 per subscriber on average. Most people are trying to get to $1 per subscriber. She's making $20. You also get our AI Power Pack, including custom GPT instructions. And they're actually no longer GPTs. We've got a whole custom AI suite that you get included when you're enrolling today for every campaign that basically gives you the information you need to go and build the campaign and builds the campaign for you. Zuliat said, I honestly didn't realize how much I was wasting my ConvertKit email marketing plan until I joined. I'm mind blown at how simple you make the madness that email marketing was for me. And because this is not a course, this is a system, it's a solution, you're going to have a one-to-one personal private activation call that we call a game plan call to put together your game plan to use in your specific business. In fact, I tell you what, Aidan, can we do it so that just because it's Michael's crowd, rather than the game plan call be with one of the coaches, in fact, so it's not even with Aidan. Can we make it so that everybody who enrolls today, we make it so their call is with me personally in my calendar? Can you make the change on the calendar so we can do that, please? Yeah? Great. So that's what we're going to do. So, and I realize some people might be like, I was all in to speak to him. You don't have to speak to me, right? But that one-to-one game plan call. Now, we charge $850 for a game plan call, all right? Normally, but it's included. And you're going to have a 6-day email accelerator to set up your own email template so you can send emails quickly with awesome defaults, get more opens that get delivered to more people. Plus, if you use the same, I want to make sure that there's no technological problems here. So if you happen to use the same email platform that I use, which is high level, or any one of the white labels of it, you can click a button and import that into your existing high level account. right? If you're like most of my clients who use a different platform, which is not high level, we give you a thing called a campaign map where you copy and paste the automations in. So it's really, really simple. So let's take a rundown of everything you're getting when you click that link and enroll right now. You are getting the email engine program with $19.97, the psych stacked buyer trigger campaigns with $5,000, the 48-hour list reactivation campaign with $197, the custom GPT and AI package with $497, the one-to-one game plan call, usually $850. We're actually going to upgrade that to be with me. A 6-day email accelerator with $997, and to import our workflows, a half-decent agency will charge you about $9,000 to build that for you. Let's just say we made that $4,500 half price. That's a total value of $14,038. Actual price, $19.97. Your offer today, click that link, enroll, is just $297, and then 3 more payments are the same. That is it. Or you can pay one off, save yourself an extra $191 for just $997. And yeah, we're still going to hang out and do Q&A, by the way. So I'm happy to do that. And please, I'm just really excited to be here with you. You're getting it all. I also want to feature you. So this is Benita. She helps tax advisors to grow their practice. On her first launch, she made 20 grand in sales. So I said to her, come on my podcast, come on my YouTube show, and I want to interview you. So here's my deal. As soon as you make an extra $10,000 from what I've shared with you, I want to interview you on my podcast and YouTube show. As soon as you hit that threshold of 10K. One more fast action bonus. I want to make sure there's everything you to be making sure you're completely taken care of. And that is, when you send these people from your email list to your sales page, I want to make sure that sales page converts like crazy. So our sales page program called Sales Page Sorted is usually $997. I'm including that for you for free so that you can write an unlimited sales page for as many offers as you want for no extra cost, giving you a total value of $15,035, and you get in for just $997. So click that link that Aidan's dropped in the chat. You'll be straight over to the order form. Fill out your details. As soon as you are there, make sure you book in the onboarding call. Right? Make sure you book on the game plan call. And you don't need to do it in the first week. In fact, I recommend you book it a few weeks out so you've had time to go through and actually use some of the program. Then fill out our onboarding questionnaire. Do that straight away so we know a bit about you. Then you'll be in. You can't get overwhelmed. It's really linear. You go through every step by step. Carrie Wilkerson said, and by the way, welcome to all of you who are joining. I haven't looked up who yet. If you just sign up for one campaign, it's worth it. If you sign up for one of the tools, it's a no-brainer. I've lost count of the people I've sent their way. She used to be a coach for Taki Moore, and then she joined our program. So you can get it all for just $997 today with $15,000. Of course, I'm here to take your questions as well. And welcome everybody who is enrolling and joining. I'm really excited for you to have this in your business, running for you and working for you, and save that shortcut. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Cool. If anybody's got any questions, take a quick sip here. But if you do have any questions, just use the hand raise feature or write the word question in the chat, whichever works better for you. If you've got any questions about any of your email marketing, any of the stuff that I've shared with you today, any of the content, or if you've got a question about the special offer I've put together, maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure if it'll work for me. That's fine. Let me know what your business is. I'll tell you, just plain and simple, because it might not work. If you're worried, I would rather you be assured before you invest and enroll. I did tell a guy just before Christmas time. He came on. He was like a real estate. He sold commercial real estate. That was what he did. And I said, I don't think this is for you. And I told him what he should go and do, and gave him some pointers so he could get on his journey. So I will just be dead honest. So if you've got questions about anything, and by the way, if you're one of the people who's enrolled, and all I can see is like payments coming in. I can't see people's names next to them, and I don't really want to announce people's names in case you're not comfortable with that. But if you're one of the people who's in, just say I'm in the chat, and I'd love to welcome you personally because I'm really excited to be working with you. So say I'm in the chat if you're one of the people who's joined. I'd love to personally welcome you by name, and I look forward to our call, our game plan call together that you will have with me. I promise you that. Anybody got any questions? Let me know. Michael, if you've got any questions, let me know. Anything you want to add or anything like that?
I will say that it's just amazing, as you mentioned early on, that a lot of the work we do here is to help people to get the flow of leads. And the big challenge that we have is if you don't know how to capitalize on that. And it's not that I also teach, of course, that as long as you know how to continue to get a steady flow of leads, you're inevitably going to win because you will get better at the other stuff. But I'm telling you, employing tactics like this, where you can actually start to increase those metrics, your conversion numbers, it's just going to pay off profoundly in the long run
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
every part of your business, by the way, and for those of you I mean, many who are on here have been on my list for a while and been following me for a bit, but maybe there are some of you who haven't, and I will tell you that I teach this over and over again. Any growth of your business, you have to be growing your list. You
You
have
have
to,
to be. You have
period.
to. Yeah.
And you have to be nurturing that list and you have to be selling to the list. And don't be afraid of marketing to your list. You didn't start your business to make a bunch of pen pals. You started it to make money. And so don't be afraid to make offers, but do it wisely and plan your emails better. So I'm a
Exactly. And
huge
what's
fan of
really
this.
nice is, the lifeblood of every business is leads and sales. Because if you don't have those two things, we don't have a business and we can't keep serving people. That's just
That's
the
right.
unfortunate truth of it. 'Cause I know many of us would do what we do, me included. I would do this if I didn't get paid for it
Yeah.
because I just love working with all these crazy niches and these brilliant businesses and people who are helping people. Like we've got this one client, she helps. It's beautiful. Like it's not the most fun niche. It's really serious, but the most beautiful work. She helps people who are caring for people who have dementia. And when I get to give her strategies which really help other people, I'm like, honestly, I nearly well up with tears in my eyes every time I speak to this woman.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing the impact we can have. And the thing is, you've got to have leads. But if you can't convert the leads, then you've got the next problem. If you fix those two things and you've got systems for them, if you've got a system that produces leads and you've got a system that turns leads into sales, you've cracked business. Like that's all it
Exactly.
comes down because you can do anything else.
Yeah. It's the
Those
one-two
are the only.
punch.
That's it. Hey,
Yeah.
Olga.
Yeah, it totally is. And it's like I've been teaching the system of course, using giveaways, I think is the best steady system on an
Right.
affordable way to keep your lead flow steady without dumping a bunch of money into Facebook ads and everywhere else. But running giveaways is the system that you keep a steady, regular flow of leads coming in, and then you can work on mastering the selling part. And when you
Yeah.
get that dialed in, everything becomes easier because now, hey, all of